Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss games, our students' games from the tournament Games for Analysis Day 1. Here is the first player, Varshith. He got 31st place. I took two of his games. You can see one common mistake in these two games. The mistake is early queen development. You see, because of this early queen development, he is facing the attack move by move. And by attacking the white queen, the black is slowly developing. This is the mistake happened in the game. Because of that mistake, no, black started to dominate. But the black also did one small mistake. When there is a g7 under pressure, he played a bishop c5. For his development, he played, but at the same time, he lost his g7 pawn. But even though black managed to attack the queen, black did few blunders. Like the g7 here also, the black is losing the knight. But after a few forks, and white even didn't punish black that well. But later Varshith lost this game. But main mistake in the game is early queen development. His understanding need to change. Because in the same way he played in the next game as well. Let's see this game. Here also he is white. See, he played the queen early. That is mistake. But even opponent also approached the game in the same way. But definitely taking queen early is a mistake for a beginner level students. Next player, we are actually analyzing the game from the last actually. So here next player is AR7205 Aradhya. I saw her games. She gave some free pieces. As a beginner, you must stop that first. You should follow the principles: controlling the center, developing minor pieces, and castle. Apart from that, you should see the board. If any piece is hanging, you must protect it, or you must move away from the risky square. Here she gave free pieces. Even here also it's a free piece. Knight into e4 is there, and the blunders all over the board. Free pieces all over the board. For a long time there was a capture. But actually they played in this way. Even this and all a positional mistake. You already developed the bishop. Then why are you playing g3? Are you going to bring back the bishop to f1 and g2? Finally, she took the pawn. Here also another mistake. It's a mistake. You could simply pawn into pawn is there. It's a exchange only, but she is losing pawn for free. So until she stopped giving free pieces, we cannot see a considerable, notable improvement. Let's see one more game from her. Here also see knight captures pawn is there. Here, opponent is planning for a fried liver attack or a fork, you can say. But I think AR7205, what she is doing, no, she wants to capture this. Actually, not for that. She is simply mimicking, copying the white's idea. See, white developed the queen, and black she is doing the same. And even white did a mistake here. It's a free knight. Right. White cannot capture it before because there was a knight in between. But after she played it here, now white can capture this. And after this move, you see queen can capture this, but there is a problem. But it's not a big problem because even if you capture, no, if they are going for queen captures, you can move away. Then what? You can try any discover attack over here, but it won't work. Queen into bishop is there. So both made a few mistakes. Especially Aradhya copied the white move. That is that thing. It's not good in chess. Next, we are going to see Manvith game. We took one game from him, and he played as black. Wow, it's a pin. He wants to protect the pawn. That I should appreciate. C6 is better, but moreover, already queen is defending it, and she played. He played e6 and lost to the queen. Afterwards, definitely white will win. So we move to the next player. It's a free queen, a free piece. Next player is, I think it's Arjun. Yeah, Arjun versus BS Mukund. Here Arjun played as black. It's first of all a free pawn. Okay, at least he is getting activity. Knight capture looks better. That's okay. He captured with the pawn. Already one pawn down. Already a free material. See, the opponent is eyeing on the f2, f7 weakness, but Arjun didn't notice the possibility, and Mukund did the fork and win the queen. So it's not free piece, but not knowing the opponent possibility, that is the mistake. Arjun must change it. See the opponent possibilities, then only you can outplay them. Next player in the list after Arjun, it's Asliha. Here Asliha played as white against Charvik. It started like a King's Indian attack, but NC3 looks different. NBD2 is fine because if captures, you must capture back with the knight. If suppose you do this, queen captures queen, there is a problem, right? Of course, you can capture back with your knight, but it's like an unnecessary move. It's look like a we are white looks behind in development. Black may immediately start to develop the pieces. But what really happened, Charvik didn't go for pawn into, instead Charvik pushed to the pawn. It's too much, I think it's like extending. You could play knight goes to d2, g3, bishop g3, knight f3, or if you want you can play f4 as well. But here Asli played this and goes for this variation, bishop check. Pawn, it's a clear blunder. Here bishop block, it's fine. But Ashley's clear blunder here, c3. And it's a fork. Even here, instead of doing this, yeah, that is the only thing we can do, sorry. Bishop captures and winning the material. So it's a mistake. Main mistake is NB5. Another mistake, the clear tactical mistake is pushing the c3 pawn, and she lost the game slowly. Next player, Sporty Gerbil. We go to the here. I'm going to take his game. In this game, RJ0103 versus Sportgill. Here he played as black. This is what Ronav's game. The previous game I analyzed actually Rohit Varnavi game. Here we are going to see Ronav's game. The people are giving this pawn for free. Better as a beginner, play this line knight c6, protecting the pawn, then developing the knight, developing the bishop, castle. Stick with the principle until you reach 1,000 or few thousand games in your leech's profile. Until that, stick with your principles. Don't change the opening suffend. Early queen development, unnecessary move. Good, because if queen captures, then there is a super fork is waiting for black. It's again risk. You are in the center, right? Your king is in center. Now breaking the position is little risky. You could go for knight f6 castle. That is better. Or you can move the queen away and make way for the d5 break also after castling. It's unnecessary weakness, right? What is the point here? If white captures, then what? Actually, white could capture this. Maybe there is one funny variation. If captures no, for example, if captures. If white did any mistake like this, you can simply try to push the pawn. Knight will capture and do the fork. If suppose knight moves out, you can plan here mating attack. But it won't happen for sure. It's a clear mistake. Already knight can capture, queen is defending, so white is adding piece on this. So d6 is better, or even pawn push is better. But it's a fork now, and black lost the game slowly. So what are the positional mistakes? Positional mistakes, even first move, it's a tactical mistake. Second one, positionally, early queen development is unnecessary. Many times I'm telling, but still a few students are doing the same mistake. And F5, before you do castle, don't break the center. After you did castle, you can break the position. That's okay. You can play aggressively. But before you do castle, you are already in the center, right? When your king is in the center, why you are opening up the center? And these two mistakes we can say as a notable mistakes from this game. Now we already discussed Ashley game, and here Pavitra's game. Here Pavithra played as white. Actually, this and all not a mistake. If bishop captures, pawn captures, there are some structures involved in this way. Bishop captures, pawn captures. Now, there are few higher level games also. You no need to worry about this doubled pawn. But as a beginner, my suggestion, you can simply play the bishop over here like this. After this, instead of pushing the d3, because if you capture, they will capture it back. They will do the castle. They will open up the rook early. You can bring it back, or else you can play this move. You can pin. You suppose they attack, no? At the time, if you want to capture the knight, you can capture, or else you can go for bishop a4, bishop b3. If bishop captures, pawn captures, then rook will get an open file. That's okay. It's not a mistake. Definitely, it's not a mistake. You will get one structure. You should use to play that structure. Or if suppose you are confident in that double pawn structure, you can go for it. It's unnecessary, I can say, because of that. No, the queen is developing. Why you are helping opponent to develop the pieces? Now you see, you are inviting problem here. Why you developed the opponent queen and why you helped to get the open file. This is white mistake. White voluntarily doing mistakes here. I mean, white knowing or without knowing helping the black pieces. Here instead of this, because it's passive, if you want to exchange, you can go for queen g4, or you can move the king and you can start to play f4, f5. Even now also f4 is playable. Still Pavithra doing the another mistake. See, you are helping the opponent to get the activity. Why are you helping? This must be closed. If it is closed, the bishop won't play much. But you are helping opponent. It's a mistake. Here, black should play this pawn push to stop the d4 possibility, but black missed it. This is really one good move. But anyway, it's unnecessary. This is better for white. This pawn, keeping the pawn here, the bishop is bad for some time. That is better. But what happened is unnecessary. It's a free pawn. What is this? The pawn cannot capture because of the pin. So, okay. King can move away and capture it, or else moving the bishop back is compulsory this time because of queen captures. And one more thing, rook into pawn is also there in the board. It's risky. King must move away. Okay. F3. Overprotection. It's no need to play this because already one free pawn is there for white. Moreover, your position is somewhat safe. Here after only weakness is this g2 square. If any problems comes at the time you can play rook f2 or rook g1 based on the position. But you can start to capture the free pawns, but white missed to capture it. Still white is missing it. White is not really focusing on the pawns here. White is mainly focusing on the king side and opening up the position. It's unnecessary. You can simply queen into queen, creating small weaknesses, but keeping the queen is compulsory. White already missed to capture the black pawns. That is the problem. Now here, material-wise, we are okay, but white could win a pawn before, but white missed it. It's a pin, but white can simply go for rook into, because after queen captures, no, you can do rook captures. So it's like winning 2 rooks for your queen, and you can still play that variation. Mistake. And what is it? It's a mistake. And white lost 1 rook, black is winning because of that small mistake. Here, instead of over protecting it, already you fill in the pin, right? You can simply go for it. Rook captures, if queen captures, rook captures, king escapes. This is okay. You can play this. If you want to play very passively, you can still play like this. You can bring the rook over here, protecting the pawn. If suppose they attack here, no, you can again play this. So if suppose they again attack, you can manage to connect these 2 rooks, and you can manage to support the pawns. These 3 pawns won't be a problem to you. Only thing, they manage to create one pauser pawn. At the time you will get a problem. And before that you got a one free pauser pawn also. White is also having one edge to fight. So one tactical mistake, white lost the game. Now in the list, after her, we are going to take Manish game. Here Manish played as black against Charvik. This is kind of opening misplay. If suppose you are coming up with your own idea, that is different. If suppose you are coming with your own creative idea, that's different. But otherwise, it's an opening mistake. Play a proper opening, Manish. It's again, see, bishop captures, pawn captures, unnecessary double to pawn weakness. Instead, black can go for castle here. Oh, clear free piece. Bishop captures knight. It's a free piece. And white will win this game, surely. So Manish gave a free piece. That is one tactical mistake. Other than that, poor choice of opening. So better you stick with one opening for black and for white. And next, we are taking game from Mukund. So here Mukund played as white. It's a bishop opening, fry liver attack. Yes, it's a problem. When there is a bishop on f1 or when there is a knight on g8, bishop on f8 or knight on g8, you can try that idea, especially bishop on f8. Even with the knight g8, they can play knight h6 and defend the f7 square. They are going to castle. Why you are wasting your move? It's an unnecessary fry liver attack. That is the first mistake here. Here h3 is better to stop the bishop pinning ideas. Adding pressure on that. So bishop must come to the e2 square, but he played something else and he lost the king safety. Wow, free piece. So, okay, Mukund gave free piece and positional mistake, and because of that, white is losing. White lost the game. Now we take Rishva Tej game. Rishva Tej against Krishna. It's a break, not a problem, but the opponent started to add pressure on this. So here, pawn push is fine. Even you can do pawn into pawn, that's okay. Anything is fine. Adding pressure, bishop e2 is better. But what he played h3, mistake. So now simply bishop captures knight also fine, or knight into also fine. So knight captures, pawn captures, moving the bishop. Not over here, you don't need to run away here. Black can play this bishop h5, eyeing on the pawn all time. Even you can add pressures with the queen. So it is okay for black. But white a mistake. The main mistake is here after the pressure, h3 is the mistake. Instead, Rishva could go for bishop e2 to protect the knight. Because bishop e2, if knight captures, queen captures, still You are in pin, but no problem. Bishop captures, pawn capture, queen capture is there. There is no more further attack on the pinned f3 knight. But if suppose they did this, bishop captures, bishop captures, bishop captures, queen captures, it's a exchange. You are not losing anything. But h3 is clearly a mistake. But not, it's a positional mistake, not tactical mistake. It's unnecessary move. I think Rishwa is planning for this idea. It won't work. It's it's clearly mistake from the black player, because once after you did castle, why you are weakening your position? Why you are creating weakness? Pawn capture is there. Even white can go for this pawn b4, but better pawn into is fine. White did that. Because losing one more pawn here. Instead, white could go for this. Anytime white can get here one draw. Anytime you can get one draw. You can simply give check and check and check. For example, if they go here, check. If they go here, check. It's a check, check, check. 3 repetition is there. Or you can take a risk like this. After the check, king moves out. Now you can bring the knight. You can sacrifice your rook. If queen captures, no, you are moving it away. If suppose they capture this, that's it. Check, checkmate. So there are some tactical possibilities in this position. But what white missed. After this, white responded this way. Why you are responding? You can at least capture the pawn, give check, and then you can move the rook, no, if you don't see that possibilities. He helped the black to escape away, actually. He tried a mating attack, but queen is going to defend the position. But here also on mating possibilities, queen knight comes there also. At least here knight can give one check. It's a forced rook must, white must, black must give up the rook here. But what he did, no, it's a clear blunder, and then he lost the game. So it's a free piece and lost the game. Okay, let's take the next player, Charvik. We took the game from Charvik versus Vaibhavi. It's a bishop opening again, breaking. This pawn push is bit early. Here, bishop capture looks better. Bishop captures adding immediate attack on this pawn, so you can slowly bring the pieces towards the game. It's like activating the new piece, right? So bishop captures looks better. So this and all passive. Here, bishop development is sitting behind, but he may play this move to bring the bishop over here. You see. It's all unnecessary play, I think. You see, the bishop looks bad. Anyway. Here he could simply leave this pawn over here and focus on this pawn, because if pawn capture is there. White looks good so far. Here king f2 is compulsory. But what he played this move. That is the problem. After pawn push, no, king cannot immediately join in the defense. That is one small problem. But after this, we can play king goes to f2. Here instead, pawn push also better. Even if pawn comes, we can play this. No, they cannot defend the position. Next, our threat is rook comes here. But only one small problem, rook may anytime join in the defense. The bishop must come here. The game goes this way. Next, we are threatening this, and the opponent may play this move. So, anyway, after this trade, white can manage to get this. For example, when you play this, suppose they play here, no? Immediately, if suppose they captures, okay, you got a pauser pawn. They must go for this. At the time, you can improve the king towards the black pawns. But they can delay it. For example, after this, they can delay it by pushing the pawns and blocking the position. There is also a possibility. But what really happened in the game after rook e7, rook attacks the pawn. Okay, here he missed the piece with this fork. Okay, then definitely black will win the game slowly. That is the mistake. Now we are going to take Mavila game. So he played against Dakshin and lost. And the game, we flipped the board. He played as black. Nothing bad. It's a Sicilian opening. Black looks good actually. Only one material loss is here. Instead, black can go for either d6 or b6. That is better. Even you can play this way. You can play this d6, but mostly white will go for the 6 inch. Otherwise, knight can come to the c6 and you can place the knight again on the d4 square. But he lost one pawn. Extending the position, this and all creating weakness in black side. It's a clear mistake. Instead, it's compulsory to either push the pawn or play the f6 pawn. After playing, your bishop looks bad, all because of the problem, this position, this move. This is here too early. Instead, you could play this king h7, or else after this, what are you doing? Are you doing for, are you doing it to make way for the knight to play? That's okay. You can play that. But opponent played f4. No, here what is your answer? If suppose you go there, pawn captures, bishop captures, they are going to win the second pawn. So that is the problem. Here f6 is compulsory. So g5 first of all creating weakness. They will utilize the extra doubled pawn, no, the useless doubled pawn. They will use it to break your wonderful g5 pawn. So better g5, it's actually a avoidable move. You played it. So they are taking all the pieces towards the board. Yes, so they slowly win the game because of g5 mistake, and I can say. And now we are going to take a look at after this Jonah game. Here Jonah played as white. It's a bishop opening. h3. h3. Why you people are missing h3? Actually, it's very bad. You are activating the opponent pieces towards you. It's a mistake. You are helping opponent to develop. It's again mistake. You are already in pin. In what hope you are playing this pawn? It's a mistake. And opponent, even opponent could capture with here bishop. It's again another pawn, free pawn. Somehow you manage, but here it's a mistake. Instead, rook e1 must be played here, or at least knight goes to d2 to control the e4. But after this, it's a free pawn. Already it's a free pawn. Already bishop can capture this knight for free. Not a free pawn, free piece. So this small mistake, he played some wonderful moves. You see, you are giving free pawns to activate your knight. That and all I appreciate. But why, first of all? Instead, after you notice opponent played the pawn, why don't you play h3 to stop the possibility of pin? That is the first mistake. The second mistake is this one. You are doing on pin, okay. Once opponent attacked you, why you captured it? Instead, you could take it back and bring it on the g3. But after this bishop into knight, you are activating the enemy's queen. So that help black to activate the pieces faster. So few mistakes, and afterwards, the tactically here the pawn push and all a mistake, and white lost the game slowly. So here in the video, we analyzed few of our students' games. Actually, not every single game. We saw one game on each player. So go through the video and avoid the mistakes, especially early queen development from Varshith and the free pieces, and then not following the principles. Avoid those mistakes, then you will get decent games. I hope in the next tournament, you people will fight harder than this. Thank you for joining. Kalam Palaga.